Welcome back to Daily Dose. Susan's sipping. I'm talking. It's okay. This is what we do. We have to hydrate. Very well done, Susan. A concept that you and I have played with, especially within the Victory Summer world, which I think we should invoke as much as we can, um, is this thing called recovery time. Recovery time's a book, a concept for a book that we've been sketching for the better part of 2 years, and always with the got to finish the PhD before we really look into this. And it continues to have lots of notes, and it's fun to it's a good bucket to put things in, right? To go, ooh, that sounds like a thing for that. One of the things that went into recovery time as we began to talk, and I was so appreciative of the conversation we had that led to it, was the thing that I've dubbed a document called My Funny Resume. And it's really, for me, a generous thing that you've offered and a space that you've helped me place it at 52 years old now, to be able to look and say what I struggled with for about 20 years. What is, who am I in the world's eyes, right? That's a painful place to be when if you have a certain job that pays you a reasonable, whatever your version of that is, amount of money, and is respectable in people's eyes, I think you have a place in the world. Potentially anyway, right? I'm saying those are some of the boxes. To have, an identity that I could claim in a lot of ways, but always the missing point that wasn't paid at the level that I wished it were, always leading to questions of, because in the film world, it's like, oh, you're a filmmaker, what have you done? And you can, if they can't easily access it, then you're not really a filmmaker, right? And everything that goes into that. So My Funny Resume is a recount of all that, and it'll be part of the book. My question to you, what was your thought as you started to figure out, this weird resume of who I was? And then what do you hear in the community about me? Because what I'm happy about is I'm hearing positive feedback from the Parkinson's community, that I've earned a level of trust that I think does have something to do with the PhD.
Well, if you remember a few episodes ago, I basically said, "Who are you? How does this work for you? You don't have Parkinson's, and
Right.
you don't get to just claim being a care partner and the son of someone who's had it for more than 20 years. You really get us, and that's there is a buzz in the community, and it's to me, it really is the improv component, the yes and exercise component, exercise component of yes and exercise, meaning it's a practice. The fact that you are doing this in a pay it forward, you don't charge for classes, you're so welcoming and hopeful, and all of us who understand yaks are so hopeful that more people will jump into a Jam for Joy, which is just a thing that happens right now. It's every Tuesday. It's probably going to also be multiple other times as more and more interest continues to be expressed. But I think there's a niche that's attached to your name and the word yaks.
Well, I love hearing you say that. And, this is, again, we talk about one of the values of what we do for everybody is the same value that I've gotten out of it, which is discovery and transformation. I love those words. I love them as life approaches, philosophies. And yeah, discovering this niche at this level online, which was dumped into our laps. Thank you, COVID. Um, and to be able to reach a worldwide audience like this, really is, we knew it was quality of life, but at what level? We knew the outcomes on a certain degree, but again, what were they? And as those become clearer and clearer, what I'm hearing more often, which makes me happy, back to my original point, is people go, I get it. And not only do I get it, it's unique. I've never heard of anything like this, and I really like how it sounds, right?
And what happens at the end of every hour? What does someone in we always wrap with finishing either the sentence I like or I wish or what if.
Right.
Somebody, if not more than one, somebody says, I wish we had more time. I wish we could do this more often. I wish we could do this more days.
Right.
There's only one of you right now.
Right. And yeah, and it's not yet the
Not for
full-time
long.
thing, right? I mean, yeah, the manifest, and this is I was having that thought this morning, is to really let everybody know, okay, now this is full time. Now this, whatever that means, you've got a group that has 8 o'clock. I mean, there was a wonderful note from Allie. Was it Allie? Yeah, well, I think it was this morning, writing to her friends in New Zealand. Allie's in UK, and saying, hey, I love this thing. She tweeted about it. And I know it's like 5 a.m. in New Zealand, but I'd love to have you. And I immediately retweeted and said, hey, by the way, New Zealanders, if you've got a group, say 8 minimum, 15 maximum wants to try this, give me a date, give me a time, let's do it. And I'm not going to do a lot of that right now because I'm finishing the PhD, but that's the goal for post-December life is people got that, they want it, boom, let's set it up and make it happen.
And your instinct for these daily doses was to help spread the word for people to have a chance to understand. And we get off the subject and everything winds back. There's just connections to the kind of community that you build that crosses all.
And we build.
They'll thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
And with that gratitude, that's your daily dose.